In today's video, we're exploring one of the most important and sometimes misunderstood benefits for healthcare workers in the UK, that is the NHS Pension Scheme. For those working tirelessly in hospitals, clinics and surgeries across the country, the NHS pension is much more than just a retirement fund. It's a financial safety net, a well-earned reward for years of dedication, and a crucial part of planning for the future. Whether you're already part of the NHS pension scheme or considering a career in healthcare, understanding how the NHS pension works is essential for securing your long-term financial well-being. But let's be honest, it can seem a bit complex at first glance. That's where we come in. In this video, we'll be breaking down the different sections of the NHS pension, walking you through the key features that set it apart from conventional pension schemes. And we'll even walk through a real-life case study to show how the NHS pension can support you during retirement. By the end, you'll have a solid grasp on how the NHS pension could shape your financial future and why it's one of the most valuable perks of working in UK healthcare. So, if you've ever wondered how much you'll actually get when you retire from the NHS, or how the pension compares to private schemes, stick around. The NHS Pension Scheme is a defined benefit pension plan available to employees of the National Health Service in the UK. It's one of the most valuable benefits available to NHS workers, providing security and a guaranteed income in retirement. The scheme is funded through both employee and employer contributions and is managed by NHS Pensions, which ensures that it meets the needs of its members. There are three key sections of the NHS pension, each applying to different cohorts of NHS workers. The 1995 section. For those who joined before April 1st, 2008, there is a final salary scheme where benefits are calculated based on your salary at retirement and years of service. The 2008 section. For those who joined between April 1st, 2008 and March 31st, 2015. Like the 95 section, it's also based on final salary, but with different accrual rates and a later retirement age. And the 2015 section. The 15 section applies to those who joined after April 1st, 2015. It's a career average revalued earnings or CARE scheme, meaning your benefits are based on your average earnings throughout your career rather than your final salary. The NHS Pension Scheme operates as a defined benefit or DB pension, which means your retirement income is guaranteed and based on a set formula rather than the performance of investments. Key elements of the NHS pension include accrual rates. In the 95 and 2008 sections, your pension is calculated as a fraction of your final salary for each year of service. In the 2015 section, it's based on a fraction of your average salary over your career. For example, the 2015 section accrual rate is 1/54th of your annual earnings. We'll explain how accrual rates are applied in practice later in this video. Retirement age. Each section has a different normal retirement age. For the 95 section, it's 60. For the 2008 section, it's 65. In the 2015 section, it's linked to the state pension age, meaning it could rise as state pension ages increase. Index linking. Once you start receiving your NHS pension, it's inflation protected and rises in line with the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, ensuring it maintains its purchasing power. Contribution levels. Both you and your employer contribute to the NHS pension. Employees contribute a percentage of their salary based on their earnings tier, while the NHS contributes an extremely generous 23.7%. One additional feature that's worth mentioning is the ability to purchase additional years to retire earlier without facing reductions in your pension. This is done through the Early Retirement Reduction Buyout, also referred to as ERRBO. ERRBO allows members to buy out the reduction that would apply if they retire early, up to 3 years before the normal retirement age. This option provides flexibility for those who wish to retire early but want to avoid significant pension reductions. So how does the NHS pension compare to conventional pension schemes like personal pensions or workplace defined contribution or DC schemes? The NHS pension is a defined benefit or DB scheme, meaning your payout is guaranteed and based on either final salary or career average earnings. In contrast, defined contribution or DC pensions depend on how much you contribute and how well your investments perform. With a DC pension, there's no guarantee on how much you'll receive. You bear the investment risk. In the NHS scheme, the employer bears the risk and your income is guaranteed. NHS employers contribute a hefty 23.7% to your pension. In comparison, many workplace DC pensions offer lower employer contribution rates with a statutory minimum of 3%. A conventional DC pension relies on investment performance, which means your retirement income can fluctuate with the market. The NHS pension eliminates this risk, providing peace of mind with predictable income. Both types of pensions offer tax relief on contributions, but the NHS pension has added benefits like inflation-linked increases. In summary, the NHS pension offers a high degree of stability and certainty, making it more secure than conventional pension schemes. However, it may lack the flexibility that some DC pensions offer, such as investment control and flexible withdrawal options. Let's explore a case study to see how the NHS pension supports a retiree under the 2015 section of the scheme. Mark joined the NHS in 2015 as a healthcare assistant and has worked for 30 years, earning an average annual salary of £28,000. Mark is in the 2015 section, so his pension is calculated based on the Career Average Revalued Earnings or CARE scheme. Here's how Mark's pension is calculated. First, we establish Mark's average annual earnings, £28,000 in this case. Then we apply the accrual rate to his average annual earnings. This is 1/54th of his earnings under the 2015 section. Finally, we multiply this by how many years of service he's provided the NHS, which is 30 years in Mark's case. Each year, Mark accrues 1/54th of £28,000, which is around £518. After 30 years of service, this totals an annual pension of £15,540. Luckily for Mark, this pension will increase with inflation to protect his income during retirement. Mark also wished to retire early, but used the Early Retirement Reduction Buyout, or ERRBO, option to avoid reductions in his pension by purchasing extra service years. This meant he could retire 3 years early without facing reductions in his pension amount. In effect, ERRBO allowed Mark to increase the service years when calculating his pension entitlement, offsetting the reduction in service years by retiring 3 years earlier. If you're an NHS worker, it's crucial to understand how to make the most of your pension benefits. Here are some tips for planning effectively. It's essential to regularly review your pension statement to understand how much you've accrued and what your expected benefits are. This will give you a clear idea of what you can expect at retirement. If you want to boost your retirement income, you can consider making additional voluntary contributions, or AVCs. These are extra contributions you make into the NHS pension scheme to increase your pension pot. Each section of the NHS pension has provisions for early or late retirement. If you take your pension early, it will be reduced to reflect the longer payment period. Conversely, if you delay taking your pension, it will increase. As we can see with Mark's earlier case study, the effects of early retirement can be offset via the Early Retirement Reduction Buyout process. Given the complexity of the NHS pension scheme, it's a good idea to consult a financial advisor, especially if you're nearing retirement. A professional can help you navigate your pension options, including tax considerations and inheritance planning. By planning ahead, NHS workers can maximize their pension benefits and ensure a financially secure retirement. At this point, it's worth briefly mentioning the McLeod remedy here, which was introduced following a legal ruling that transitional arrangements made when the 2015 pension reforms were implemented were discriminatory to members for the previous 95 and 2008 sections. The implications of this ruling are complex enough to warrant a separate video, but in a nutshell, as a result of the ruling, those affected will now be given a choice of whether to receive benefits from their legacy scheme, that is, the 95 or 2008 scheme, or the 2015 scheme for service between 2015 and 2022. This is a crucial consideration for many NHS workers now nearing retirement. The NHS pension is a valuable benefit that offers guaranteed income and protection in retirement for healthcare workers. With its defined benefit structure, inflation protection, and significant employer contributions, it stands out as a reliable pension scheme compared to many conventional alternatives. Whether you're early in your NHS career or approaching retirement, understanding how the NHS pension works and how much you'll get is essential for your financial well-being. If you have any questions about your NHS pension or want to explore how to make the most of it, be sure to seek professional advice tailored to your personal situation first. We hope this video has provided you with valuable insights. If you found this information helpful, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, drop a comment below or get in touch with us using the link in the description. Also, make sure to check out the Xenia Learning page, which we've linked in the description box. There, you'll find further reading materials, as well as a full transcript of today's video, so you can revisit any of the key points we covered. Lastly, always seek professional financial advice that's tailored to your personal situation before making any retirement decisions. Every financial journey is different, and a professional can help guide you in the right direction. Until next time, plan smart and prosper.